Hello and welcome back to another TikTok live stream. We are using our level 1 workbook and today we are learning a new grammar form which is 는 것. So 는 것 is, I'm going to give a little bit of basic introduction because it's for something called nominalization. Nominalization sounds kind of complicated, it sounds kind of scary, but it's actually used all the time. Even in English, we use nominalization all the time. And it's the same in Korean. So what does it mean? Well, it's when you turn a verb into a noun. You turn a verb into a noun. And we do this in English usually by adding plus ing to a verb. So you turn, for example, the word swim into swimming, or the word exercise into exercising. So in English, we do it by adding ing, and we do a couple different ways in English too. We can say to swim. In English, it's called a gerund. When you add this plus ing word, if anyone is familiar with English grammar, they're called gerunds. And in Korean, they have a similar grammatical purpose to this 는 것 thing. So 는 것 turns verbs into nouns, kind of like how we add ing into verbs in English. So first, let's look at how to... Oh, thank you, K-pop lovers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, and why do you want to do this? Why do you want to turn verbs into nouns? Well, it's so that that verb can act as a noun in the sentence. That means that you can act upon that noun or describe that noun in different ways. So, for example, in English, it is incorrect to say, I like swim, right? You have to say, I like swimming, or I like to swim. Or, for example, if you said, I like cook in English, that sounds strange, right? That doesn't make sense. Yes, and two infinitives, exactly. So you wouldn't say, I like cook, you have to say, I like to cook, or I like cooking. So this is what this is in Korean. This is the same thing, and it's just how it's done in the Korean language. So first, let's look at how to conjugate. It's pretty simple. You just take the verb stem of a verb and you add 는 것. So 먹다 means to eat. So we take off the verb stem and we have 먹, and then we add 는 것. So we have 먹는 것. And be careful, it's not pronounced 먹는 것, it's 먹는 것. So that means eating. 먹는 것 means eating. The name of the book is the Level 1 Workbook. This is Korean. This is the Korean language. This is the cover. Okay, next we have 마시다. 마시다 means to drink. So again, we just take our verb stem, which is the verb minus 다, and we add 는 것, and this is drinking. 하다 becomes 하는 것, which means doing. So the verb 하다 means to do. 하는 것 is doing. Where can I buy that book? You can buy it through TikTok shop, you can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it on our website, any of the above. 듣다. 듣다 means to listen, and it becomes 듣는 것, which means listening. You can see the pattern, how it works. 일하다 means to work. 일 becomes 일하는 것, which means working. And lucky last, we have 읽다, which means to read, which becomes 읽는 것, which is reading. So that's quite simple, how to turn a verb into a noun in Korean. You just add 는 것 onto the end. Turns the verb to read into the noun reading. So then what do you do with these gerunds, with these noun forms, is you can either describe them or act upon them in a sentence. So let's look at some examples. The first one, A, is 야채를 먹는 것이 좋아요. So I'm going to highlight this, maybe this 는 것 here. We've got our 는 것 in the middle. Okay, and then notice the particles on either side. Is there a space between the 는 and the got? Yes. Is there a PDF version? Yes. 맛있는 것. Thank you. So, see here, we have a descriptive verb, 좋아요. 좋아요 is a descriptive verb, so it uses the E subject particle to connect to the noun. Remember that this is a noun. 먹는 것 is a noun, uses the subject particle to connect it to the verb 좋아요. So we have this 좋아요 verb, to be good or nice, is connected to this 먹는 것, which means eating. So literally this is vegetables eating likes. Vegetables eating likes. Or I like eating vegetables. I like eating vegetables. And then see how it's the same in English, right? We couldn't say I like eat vegetables, right? But that doesn't make sense. We have to add this ing, and this is what the 는것 is doing in Korean. 차를 마시는 것을 좋아해요. So this time, 좋아해요 is an action verb. It's an action verb, so this is the object particle. Remember, when you have descriptive verbs, you use the subject particle. When you have action verbs, you use the object particle. So this is 차를 마시는 것을 좋아해요. 차 is tea, 마시는 것 is drinking. We had it up here, and 좋아해요 means to like. So this is I like drinking tea. Now, notice how in English these two translations are kind of the same. What does 는것 mean? It's to turn verbs into nouns, which means adding this sort of ing to the end of verbs. And it's kind of down to the difference between 좋아요 and 좋아해요 in Korean. They can both mean to like in English. If there are situations when this 좋아요 verb, this descriptive verb, can mean to be good or to be nice, so this sentence could also potentially be eating vegetables is good or eating vegetables is nice, but they can both kind of mean to like in English. The only really difference is this 좋아요 verb is more of a passive verb. It's a description of your feelings, whereas 좋아해요 is an action verb, so it's the active liking of something. Is this used similarly to 고 있어요? I can see how 고 있어요 looks similar because you both involves using ing, but 고 있어요 is actually the present progressive tense, which is a different grammatical function to this. How is 는것 different to 기? 기 we don't cover until much later in the book. They overlap significantly. The main difference between 는것 and 기 is 는것 is used to make general statements, sort of general truths about yourself, whereas 기 is used more situationally. But they have significant overlap, and it's not something that we worry about too much. Are there different conjugations for the subject? In Spanish, there are me, you, he, she, us, them. Technically, yes. This doesn't have yes. So Korean is slightly special. It's different from English and Spanish in that you do not need a subject in the sentence. So in these sentences, we have not added a subject at all. If you do add a subject into the sentence is still the same, however. So if you added a subject like 저는 야채를 먹는 것이 좋아요, the sentence is overall still the same. You just added a subject in. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not really sure how Spanish works, but right now there's no subject in it. If you add a subject, it's still the same overall sentence. You don't have to change the conjugation of the verb or anything like that. Okay. C. 일하는 것이 싫어요. So what does this sentence mean? Is it I unless there is another subject? Yeah, you can safely kind of assume that this is talking about ourselves. It's not specified, but we're just assuming that it's I. Are the books available on TikTok Shop? If so, which countries? Yes, they are available in the US. AJ Hotchard, perfect. Yes, this sentence means I don't like working. Perfect. How does it mean this? Well, we have the 싫어요 verb. 싫어요 is another descriptive verb. It is actually the opposite of 좋아요, and that means to dislike something or to not like something. It's a descriptive verb, so we use the subject particle. 일하는 것이 싫어요. I dislike working, or I don't like working. Is 은것 the same as 는것? They are related. 은것 is specifically the past tense So we call that the past tense noun modifying form. This is the present tense noun modifying form. If you're getting technical, we talk about ungot kind of later on. This is just kind of to introduce the concept. But ungot is used to talk about things that you did in the past. Okay, 점심을 만드는 것을 싫어해요. So this one is a little bit tricky. Why is this one a little bit tricky? It's because of this verb here. Yes, it means I don't like to make lunch, or I don't like making lunch. And be careful with this verb here. So what is this? Actually, this comes from the verb 만들다. So where did this lil go? Well, when you have verbs that end on a lil like this, and you attach a conjugation starting with a nien, this lil always disappears. It always disappears. I'm on page 83. Depends. And you add nungot at the end, no matter if the verb ends on a consonant or a vowel. Yes, correct. For this grammar conjugation, you use nungot for all verbs. It doesn't matter if they end on a consonant or a vowel. This is the book right here. This is the book. It's called the Level 1 Workbook. And then, yay, I'm glad. Thank you, Jenny. It's good to hear that. 점심을 만드는 것을 싫어해요. So be careful, this 만들다 becomes 만드는. It's a feature of the lil irregular verbs, which are verbs ending on a lil, 받침. Thank you, Zara. Hope you like it. 점심 means lunch. So this literally means lunch eating, don't like. Lunch eating, don't like. Oh, sorry, lunch making, I apologize. Lunch making, I don't like. Or I don't like making lunch. Okay, so in this next exercise, we have a particle practice exercise. Particles, using the right particles to complete the sentence. Remember, the important thing to remember is that if we have an action verb, we use the object particle. And if we have a descriptive verb, we use the subject particle. So I'm just going to go through actually right now and highlight the descriptive verbs. So 좋아요 is a descriptive verb, 싫어요 is a descriptive verb, 재미있어요 is a descriptive verb, and 재미없어요 is a descriptive verb. But these two are action verbs, so that'll determine what we do. And how do you know whether it's a description or an action? Well, you have to know what the word means first. And then it's fairly intuitive. So like to like is an action, to be fun is a description, and to be boring is also a description. So it depends on, you have to know what the word means, and then you'll be able to sort of intuitively figure out whether it's an action verb or a descriptive verb. Okay, so let's look at these one by one. A. 야채 blank, 먹는 것 blank, 좋아요. So let's work back to front. We know that 좋아요 is a descriptive verb. So what particle should we use here? We need to use the subject particle. So 먹는 것이 좋아요. Okay. What about 먹는 것? This is a noun, right? But this first part, this 먹, comes from the verb to eat. So this should be the object particle. Okay, so 야채를 먹는 것이 좋아요. What about this next one? 커피 blank, 마시는 것 blank, 좋아해요. What should this particle be? Well, 좋아해요 is an action verb. So we need to use the object particle. 마시는 것을 좋아해요. This should also be the object particle because 마시다 is a verb meaning to drink. It's an action that you do. So this should be the object particle as well. 커피를 마시는 것을 좋아해요. Okay, what about this one? 한국어 blank. Oh, actually, by the way, we should look at what these things mean as well, right? That's important to know what they mean. What does this first sentence mean? It means, I like eating vegetables. Or Eating vegetables is good, or eating vegetables is nice. And what does this one mean? 커피를 마시는 것을 좋아해요. What does this sentence mean? 커피를 마시는 것을 좋아해요. It means I like drinking coffee. I like drinking coffee. Yes, Lotte Peters, beautiful, thank you. C. 한국어 blank, 공부하는 것 blank, 좋아요. Which particle should this be? Well, we know that 좋아요 is a descriptive verb, so it should be 이. 공부하는 것이. And what should this object be? This is an action verb, so it should be 를. Yes, your lovely sunshine, perfect. Where can I find this book? It is on TikTok Shop, it is on Amazon, and it is available through our website as well. 한국어를 공부하는 것이 좋아요. What does this mean? It means I like studying Korean. If this is a true statement for you, it's a sentence you might want to learn. 한국어를 공부하는 것이 좋아요. I like studying Korean. This next one. 빵 blank 만드는 것 blank 싫어요. Okay, so this particle here should be the subject particle because 싫어요 is a descriptive verb. And 만들다 is an action verb, so this should be the object particle. Notice how 빵 ends on a consonant sound. That's why we need whereas all of these ended on vowel sounds. That's why we use 를. So because it ends on a consonant sound, we're using so 빵을 만드는 것이 싫어요. That means I don't like making bread. I don't like making bread. E. 피자 blank 만드는 것 blank 재미있어요. 재미있어요 means to be fun. It's a descriptive verb, so we use 이. 피자 만들다 is an action verb, so we use 를. 피자를 만드는 것이 재미있어요. Making pizza. Does this lesson align with the Conversational Korean Grammar textbook? Yes. Which lesson does it align with? It aligns with the 능것 lesson. Making pizza is fun. Making pizza is fun. Yes, your lovely sunshine. Making pizza is fun. 피자를 만드는 것이 재미있어요. F. 음악 blank 듣는 것 blank 좋아해요. 좋아해요 is an action verb. It's an action verb, so we use the object particle. 듣는 것을 좋아해요. 듣다 is a verb meaning to listen. It's an action, so we use the object particle. Yes, Valeria, perfect. It means I like listening to music. 음악 is music and 듣다 is to listen. So music, listening, I like, or I like listening to music. And last one, check blank, 읽는 것 blank, 재미없어요. 재미없어요 is a descriptive verb, so we use the subject particle, 읽는 것이, and 읽다, which means to read, is an action that you do, so this is the object particle. Notice how all of these use the object particle. This is not a coincidence. This is a feature of the 능것 grammar form because this grammar form only attaches to action verbs. So this particle here will always be the object particle. But this particle here depends on what this verb is, whether it's an action verb or a descriptive verb. And yes, Valeria, thank you. This means reading books isn't fun, or it's boring, isn't fun, or I don't like reading books, or reading books is no fun, or reading books is lame. I don't know, whatever you want to translate it to. I don't personally agree because I think reading books is very fun. If you wanted to say that reading books is fun, what would you say? You would say 책을 읽는 것이 재미있어요, right? You'd use the other verb 재미있어요, to say that you think it's fun. Okay. Let's move on to some multiple choice questions. Select the correct answer to the following multiple choice questions. A. The purpose of nungot grammar form is to 1. Conjugate verbs into the present tense. 2. Conjugate verbs into the past tense. 3. Conjugate action verbs into their noun forms plus ing. Or 4. Conjugate descriptive verbs into their noun forms plus ing. So what is the correct answer to this? What is the purpose of nungot? The correct answer here is 3. It's to conjugate action verbs into their noun forms. So you don't use this grammar form with descriptive verbs, which makes sense, right? You wouldn't say prettying or smarting. Smarting has a different word, a different meaning, but like anything like that, talling, you wouldn't use this grammar form with descriptive verbs. It is used with action verbs. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. So next one, B. The word 먹는것 is a or an 1 noun, 2 verb, or 3 adjective. What is 먹는것? What is it as a feature of the language? Valeria, yes, it is a noun. 먹는것 is actually a noun. Once you add 는것 to the verb, this 먹다 does come from a verb, but once you add 는것 to it, it actually is a noun. And it behaves like a noun in a sentence. Okay, C. You attach the object particle to nominalized verbs, e.g. 먹는 것을, if the nominalized verb is 1. Followed by an action verb, 2. Followed by a descriptive verb, or 3. The topic of a sentence or clause. So when do you add the object particle to 먹는 것? Is it when it's followed by an action, when it's followed by a description, or when it's the topic of the sentence or clause? Your lovely sunshine, Lotte, Barb, yes. You use it when it's followed by an action verb. That's when you use the object particle. Okay, what about D? You attach the ECAR subject particle to nominalized verbs, e.g. 먹는 것이, if the nominalized verb is 1. Followed by an action verb, 2. Followed by a descriptive verb, or 3. The topic of a sentence or clause. When do you use the subject particle? Lotte, yes. 2 is the correct answer. You use ECAR when it's followed by a descriptive verb. And another one here, E. You add the 는 topic particle to nominalized verbs, e.g. 먹는 것은, if the nominalized verb is 1. Followed by an action verb, 2. Followed by a descriptive verb, or 3. The topic of a sentence or clause. So this requires you to know what this here is, the 는 topic particle is, and what it does to nouns. Yes, Lotte, your lovely son, perfect. So this means when you add to this thing, it makes it the topic of the sentence or clause. That's what the topic particle does. So the answer to E is number 3. It makes it the topic of the sentence or clause. Okay, lucky last. When adding the subject particle to a nominalized verb, e.g. 먹는 것이, the 는 것이 part is commonly shortened to 1. 는 게, 2. 는 걸, or 3. 는 건. So this kind of requires you to have learnt from the textbook, or at least have done some research online. But it's very common, in fact, to shorten 먹는 것이. Anything with this 는 것이, this is kind of seen in writing, but when you're speaking, you usually just say 는 게. 는 게 is the same thing as this. This is just how it's used in speaking, and this is how it's used in writing. 는 걸 is similar, but that's plus the object particle. And 는 건, also very common to use, that is with the topic particle. So just be aware that this 먹는 것 can look a little different when it's used casually or used in conversation. You might see it as 는 게, 는 걸, or 는 건. Okay. Now, let's do some more practice. We're going to do number 5. Given the English sentences, write an equivalent Korean expression using nungot. And I might work fairly quickly just because this is kind of a long chapter. But let's go get started. A is I like working out. I like working out. Okay, so we're talking about ourselves. So it's optional. You can start your sentence with 저는, working out. This is the verb 운동하다. 운동하다, but we want to add this working out, right? This working out is a noun. So we want to say 운동하는 것. 운동하는 것. Now, there's a couple different ways you can say this. We do list them out, all of them in the answers. You could say 먹는 것이 좋아요. You could say 먹는 것을 좋아해요. Both are fine. I'm going to, I guess, do 먹는 것이 좋아요 just because. There's no particular reason why I've done this, but again, you could say 운동하는 것을 좋아해요 as well. That's totally fine. B, I like listening to music. Again, 저는 is optional. 저는 music is 음악. 음악, right? Because music is the object of our sentence. You're listening to music. 음악을 듣는 것 is listening. To turn listen into a noun, listening. And then again, you like. Let's just change it up. Let's do 좋아해요. You can use either 좋아요 or 좋아해요. Just be careful to use the subject particle with 좋아요 and the object particle with 좋아해요, because 좋아요 is a descriptive verb, a passive verb, and 좋아해요 is an action verb. Okay. C. Reading books is nice. Reading books is nice. This is, the word for books is 책. So 책, right, because it's the books is the object of your reading. It's the object of the sentence. 책을 읽다 is to read. 읽는 것 is reading. 읽는 것 is nice. This looks like our 좋다 verb. 책을 읽는 것이 좋아요. Reading books is nice. D. Speaking Korean is fun. Okay. So here we have the some new words. Speaking Korean is fun. The word for the Korean language is 한국어. 한국어. It is the object of our sentence. 한국어를. To speak is 말하다. Now you don't really have to say 말하다. You could just say 하다. 한국어를 하는 것이 or 한국어를 말하는 것이 kind of mean the same thing. It's up to you. 한국어를 말하는 것이, to be fun is 재미있어요. 재미있어요. 한국어를 말하는 것이 재미있어요. Speaking Korean is fun. E. Studying Korean is fun. This is a very similar sentence. We've just changed this verb to studying. The verb studying is 공부하다. Well, the verb to study is 공부하다. Yes, you lovely sunshine. Perfect. Studying Korean is fun. Same noun, right? Still talking about Korean. 한국어를 공부하는 것이. This is studying. 재미있어요. 재미있어요. And lastly, making meals is boring. There's a couple of different ways you can say meal in Korean. You could use 음식, you could use 식사, you could use 밥. I might just use 음식, I guess, but there's a couple of different ways. Which textbook is this, and is the companion book needed? So this is actually a workbook. The textbook is a different book. On 5B is the first letter jiet or chiet. This one, this is a jiet. So a J sound, yeah. Yeah, so the textbook is actually this one over here. This is just kind of a reference. There is a little bit of practice exercise in here as well. But this is the workbook, yeah, that we're working through. Making meals is boring. I'm going to use like I said, there's a couple of different ways you can say this. Sugar. Making is 만들다. Be careful. This lil goes away, it disappears, because we're adding a conjugation starting with nian. That was always the case. It's part of this. It's an irregular verb conjugation. 만드는 것이 재미없어요. 음식을 만드는 것이 재미없어요. Yeah, no worries, K-pop lovers. 음식을 만드는 것이 재미없어요. Making meals or preparing meals or cooking meals is boring. Okay, let's look at number 6. So, in a previous lesson, a previous chapter, we looked at an. An is used to say not or don't. And it goes before the verb. So let's try combining these two grammar forms together and making some sentences that use 능것 and also an. Okay, A. Drinking alcohol isn't good. Drinking alcohol isn't good. Alright, first, we need the word alcohol. Alcohol in Korean is 술. 술 is the word for alcohol. It is the object of our sentence, so 술을. And then drinking alcohol is 마시는 것. That is drinking. 술을 마시는 것 isn't good. Isn't good is a description. 마시는 것이, we still need our particle. We still need our subject particle. Here's where we put an. An is our extra grammar form that we're using. 안 좋아요. That means it's not good. So if you said 술을 마시는 것이 좋아요, that would mean I like drinking alcohol or drinking alcohol is good. But if you say 술을 마시는 것이 안 좋아해요, it means the drinking alcohol is bad or not good. Okay, B. I don't like drinking coffee. So I don't like to drink coffee. We need the word for coffee, which is 커피. 커피. It's the object of our sentence, so 커피를 마시는 것이 안 좋아요. Thank you, Valeria. Perfect. 커피를 마시는 것이 안 좋아요. You could also say 마시는 것을 안 좋아해요 as well. That's also fine. But we're going to use this one. 커피를 마시는 것이 안 좋아요. I don't like to drink coffee. C. I don't like watching television. Television is television. It's an English word written out in Korean letters. television. To watch. The verb to watch is 보다. 보다 becomes 보는 것. And let's do an one just because. 보는 것을 안 좋아해요. By the way, in the back of in the answers, we do list out both options for these. So you really can use either. D. I don't like listening to music. That's a bit sad, but okay. 음악 is music. 음악을 듣다 is to listen. 듣는 것이, let's do she again. 안 좋아요. 안 좋아요. I don't like it. It's not good. 음악을 듣는 것이, music, listening, is not good. I don't like it. And lucky last, working isn't fun. Working isn't fun. Well, how do we say working? We take the verb 일하다, which means to work. We add 는 것 to make it into working. And then to make it's not fun. Fun is a description, so we add the subject particle. And 재미없어요. 일하는 것이 재미없어요. Once the lives are done, are they posted on your page? Yes, they are posted on our YouTube channel. So you can find us on YouTube if you search for Goose Apple Books. And I have a list there of our previous live streams, and I will post this one there as well. Usually I post it on Monday. Okay. 7. Nungot and gianta. So this also is used to say not or don't. Oh. Ada, perfect. Good question. So this one, you could also say an 재미있어요. Good catch. So you can technically say an 재미있어요, right? To use an, which is what we're asked to do in this chapter. Actually, in the answers as well, we do mention that a slightly more natural way is to just say 재미없어요. To use the opposite version of 재미있다. These verbs are opposite, rather than saying an 재미있어요. But this is, you can say this as well. You have two options. It's sort of up to you, but this 재미없어요 is a little bit more natural as a sentence overall. But yeah, good catch. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, so gianta also means not or don't, but it's slightly more formal. It's slightly more common in written language, but that's not a hard rule. It's not like you always have to use an in speaking and always only gianta in writing, just as a sort of a tendency. But both are used really commonly all the time. Why is I don't like listen to music not 좋아해요? So any of these could actually be either. It could be 음악을 듣는 것을 안 좋아해요 or 음악을 듣는 것이 안 좋아요. They are equivalent expressions. To save space, I picked one. They are both listed in the answers, so you can use either. Okay. Write sentences using 능것 that also use gianta. Making food isn't fun. Food is 음식. It is the object of our sentence, 음식을. 만들다 is to make. But remember, this 리을 goes away when we add a conjugation starting with 니은. So it becomes 만드는 것. 이 isn't fun. 재미있지 않아요. So here we have our gianta form. Gianta is has a similar meaning to an, where it makes it a negative sentence. So 재미있어요 is it is fun, but 재미있지 않아요 means it's not fun. So 음식을 만드는 것이 재미있지 않아요 means making food is not fun. And again, you could say 음식을 만드는 것이 재미없어요 as well. B. Working out isn't fun. Okay, to work out is 운동하다, which becomes 운동하는 것이. And this is the same. 재미있지 않아요. 운동하는 것이 재미있지 않아요. I don't like eating meat. I don't like eating meat. The word for meat is 고기. 고기를 먹다 is the verb to eat, which becomes 먹는 것, eating. Meat eating. And let's do an why not? 좋아해요. You could also say 먹는 것이 nope. This is I like eating meat. How do we say I don't like eating meat? 좋아하지 않아요. 좋아하지 않아요. 고기를 먹는 것을 좋아하지 않아요. I don't like eating meat, or I don't like to eat meat. D. I don't like reading books. Okay, so we have the word for books, which is 책. The verb to read is 읽다, and it becomes 읽는 것. And let's do an E just because. 좋지 않아요. You could also say 읽는 것을 좋아하지 않아요. Both are okay. And lucky last, I don't like drinking alcohol. I don't like drinking alcohol. The word for alcohol we had it earlier is 술. So 술을 마시는 것 is drinking. Alcohol drinking. Let's do an 좋아하지 않아요. I don't like it. Alcohol drinking, don't like it. Or I don't like drinking alcohol. 술을 마시는 것을 좋아하지 않아요. Okay, so we have a couple more. Now let's try making sentences in the past tense. So to say something like studying English was fun. It was fun in the past. Wait, what is 것? So 것 literally means thing. It literally means thing. So when you say like 먹는 것, it literally means eating thing. And like, or 공부하는 것 is studying thing. But in this, it's kind of, you can consider it kind of part of the grammar form, this plus ing thing. But literally, 것 means thing. You might see it used in other situations as well. Here we're going to be making sentences in the past tense, okay? So studying English was fun. Essentially, the first part is the same. We have studying English. We're going to start with the word for English, which is 영어. 영어. And 영어 is the object of our sentence. So 영어를 공부하다 is to study. 공부하 becomes 하는 것. 영어를 공부하는 것을. Ooh, very close. So be careful with this second particle. 영어를 공부하는 것. Which particle do we need here? We're using this verb fun, which is a descriptive verb. It's a descriptive verb, so we need to use the subject particle. 영어를 공부하는 것이 재미있었어요. So this is where the past tense comes in, right? This 썼어요 goes at the end here. That is the past tense to make the sentence studying English was fun. 영어를 공부하는 것이 재미있었어요. I don't know if that's too small to see, but I'm trying to show the whole page. Okay. Watching movies was nice. It was nice. Movie in Korean is 영화. 영화를 to watch is 보다, which becomes 보는 것. And we have nice again as a descriptive verb. So we're going to use E, our subject particle. It was nice. 좋았어요. If you still need practice with the past tense verb conjugations, definitely make sure you go back and check that first. We covered it earlier in this book. 영화를 보는 것이 좋았어요. Watching movies was nice. C. Reading books was boring. It was boring. Okay, reading books. Books is 책. 책을. 읽다 is to read. 읽는 것. And again, we have a descriptive verb, boring. So we use the subject particle. 책을 읽는 것이 재미없었어요. there is the past tense at the end. Alright, 책을 읽는 것이 재미없었어요. D, I liked listening to music. Here we have an action verb, so we're going to use our action verb. I liked listening to music. Music is 음악, 음악을. To listen is 듣다, becomes 듣는 것, which is listening. Excuse me. 듣는 것. Now we have the action of liking, so we're going to use the object particle and 좋아. Past tense 했어요. 좋아했어요. In the past, I liked listening to music. And lucky last, I disliked exercising. We'll do also an action verb here. We'll use the action verb to dislike. I dislike exercising. Well, exercising is 운동하는 것. That is exercising, 운동하는 것, and the action is the object particle. The action to dislike is 싫어했어요. 싫어했어요. Now, as another note, when you have these separable 하다 verbs like 운동하다, there are a couple other ways you could say this sentence. You don't have to say 운동하는 것. You can, because 운동 by itself, remember, is also a noun. When you have these 하다 verbs that are combined of a noun plus 하다, like 운동하는 것, or 공부하는 것, or 요리하는 것, you can just say 운동을. You can cut this part out and just say 운동을 싫어했어요. You don't have to say all of this. I mean, you can if you like, but it's not necessarily required because 운동 by itself is a noun. You don't have to turn the verb into a noun to describe it. You can just use 운동. Yeah. So just a little note. In this exercise, we have to use 능것, so this is why I'm doing it here, but just know that you have other options available to you. All right, chapter or exercise number 9. Here we're going to use 능것 and also add sentences in the future tense. So we've done the past tense. Now let's look at the future tense, which is 올 것이다. And remember that 올 것이다 becomes 올 거예요 in the this level of formality, the your level of formality. So 올 거예요. A, studying Korean will be fun. It will be fun in the future. We're going to start with our Korean, our object, which is, I'm just going to write 영어 for some reason. It's 한국어, 한국어를, I might have to write small to fit this all in. 공부하는 것을, no, to be fun is a descriptive verb, so 하는 것이, this is descriptive, descriptive. These are all descriptive verbs, okay? 하는 것이 재미있을 거예요. Yes, you're Suni. Perfect. 재미있을 거예요. Have to write a little bit small, but I fit it. It all fits. Studying Korean will be fun. B, watching dramas will be fun. So this is similar, but we're just changing the object, and the verb actually too, but watching dramas. Dramas is 드라마. To watch is 보다. So 보는 것이 재미있다 means to have fun, and in the future tense it becomes 재미있을 거예요. 드라마를 보는 것이 재미있을 거예요. Watching dramas will be fun. C, eating veggies will be good. Okay, veggies is 야채. 야채를 먹는 것이 to be good. Good is 좋다. 좋다. 좋을 거예요. 야채를 먹는 것이 좋을 거예요. It will be good. And D. Reading a book will be boring. 책을 읽는 것이 재미없을 거예요. 책을 읽는 것이 재미없을 거예요. Reading a book will be boring. And lucky last, drinking coffee will be nice. Drinking coffee will be nice is 커피를 마시다 is the verb to drink, so it becomes 마시는 것이. And 좋다 is the verb to be good. In the future, it becomes 좋을 거예요. 커피를 마시는 것이 좋을 거예요. Okay, so we made it through that. I'm going to highlight this future tense here at the end. The next exercise is a dictation, which I won't do in this live stream. But if you do get the book, make sure you do these because they're very useful to practice your listening skills. So make sure you do that. Basically, you follow the QR code, listen to the track, and you write down what you hear. Okay. The final exercise in this is just a sort of reading exercise and a writing exercise for you as well to practice. But let's just read through these sentences and see if we can understand what they mean. What's the name of the book? It is the Level 1 workbook. This is the cover right here. It is available on Amazon, on TikTok Shop. It's available on our website. And there is also a PDF available if you prefer. Okay. So we have 3 people here. We've got Sophie, we have Sarah, and we have Mary. 3 girls. And they've each written 3 things that they like to do. So let's go through and read them and see if we can understand what they mean. If you've been watching this live stream, you might be able to understand more than you think. Okay. Sophie is Sophie. What does Sophie say? She says, 축구를 하는 것을 좋아해요. 축구를 하는 것을 좋아해요. What does that mean? Well, she likes doing something. What does she like to do? She likes to do 축구. 축구 is soccer or football if you're in Europe or outside the US or Australia or Canada or New Zealand. 축구를 하는 것을 좋아해요 means I like to play soccer. 2. 캠핑을 가는 것이 재미있어요. 캠핑을 가는 것이 재미있어요. What does that mean? Well, we have camping, which means camping. It's the English word camping. So, and 가다 means to go. So camping, going is fun. Or camping is fun. Going camping is fun. And number 3, we have 제 방을 정리하는 것을 싫어해요. 정리하다 means to tidy up or clean. So, and 제 방 is my room. 제 방을 정리하는 것을 싫어해요. I dislike or I hate cleaning my room. I hate cleaning my room. All right. What about the next person, Sarah? What does she say? The first one is 요리하는 것을 좋아해요. What is 요리? What is 요리하다? It means to cook. So 요리하는 것을 좋아해요 means I like cooking. Number 2, 한국 음악을 듣는 것이 좋아요. 한국 음악을 듣는 것이 좋아요. 한국 음악 is Korean music and 듣는 것이 is listening. So Korean music listening is nice, or I like to listen to Korean music. 3, 베이킹 하는 것이 재미없어요. 베이킹하는 것이 재미없어요. What does that mean? We have this new verb, baking하다. That is kind of obviously perhaps the English word baking. 베이킹하는 것이 재미없어요. Or baking is boring. Baking is no fun. Like that. Okay, and the last person we have here is Mary. And what does Mary say? The first one is 책을 읽는 것이 좋아요. 책을 읽는 것이 좋아요. Books, reading, good. Or I like reading books. 2. 그림을 그리는 것이 재미있어요. 그림을 그리다. Whether we do have a vocab list at the bottom to sort of help you out. This means to paint or draw. To paint or draw. 그림을 그리다, or drawing, fun, or I like to draw, drawing is fun. And lucky last, 한국 드라마를 보는 것을 좋아해요. 한국 드라마를 보는 것을 좋아해요. Korean dramas, watching like, or I like watching Korean dramas. Alright, so, and there's also space here if you do get this book. Have a go writing your own sentences. Try using this Nungot form to make 3 sentences about things that you like to do or things you don't like to do in your everyday life, and write them here. Alright, so that brings us to the end of the chapter. It was a long one today, so thanks for watching, thanks for sticking it out. It is a very, very useful grammar form that's used all the time, so it's a good one to know, it's a good one to practice. As a kind of a recap, we looked at Nungot, we looked at how to conjugate it, and how to make sentences. Be careful with the particles, be sure to think about whether a verb is descriptive or active, and then you can combine it with other grammar forms to make longer, more interesting sentences, things like an, gianta, the past tense and the future tense. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I always enjoy these live streams. It's always a good time. If you're interested in coming back next time, we're going to be practicing 가다, and 오다, which is to talk about how you go to or from places. So if you want to practice this or learn this next time, I'll be back next Friday, same time at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So you can come back and learn this with us next time as well. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. This is the cover of the book we were just using if you want to save it for reference. It's called the Level 1 Workbook, like I said earlier. It is available through TikTok Shop. It is available through Amazon. If you're outside of the US, there is Amazon stores around the world, in Europe and other places, so I would check those. But we also do sell it through our website. And there's also a PDF version available if you prefer having a digital version, if you like to work on your tablet or have it on your phone, etc. So whatever format you like, this is the book and you can check it out. As a reminder, if this is too easy for you, we do have a level 2 and we also have a level 3. And there is a level 4 coming out probably in a couple months. Level 4, we are just working on proofreading and doing some final things. But if you want more of a challenge or just get all of them, start with level 1, work your way up. Each one gets a little bit more advanced as you go through. So if you want a bit of a challenge yourself to learn Korean this year, start with level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 coming out later. And of course, as always, this is the textbook. If it is recommended that you get the textbook, it's not necessarily required, but if you would like, this is the textbook. And for example, this is the Nungot chapter in the textbook where we give more examples, more kind of explanation as well. So, all right. Username for you, level 4. Yeah, the level 4 and level 5 definitely get up into some higher level content. This level 1 is kind of a beginner stuff, but everyone starts somewhere, so whatever you like, there is a book out there for you. And okay, anyway, so I'm going to head out and enjoy my Friday. Hope you guys do the same. Have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Taumebao. Do you have a book for topic 2? We do not. We are thinking about making some books to help with topic 1, but topic 2, we do not have anything for. Yeah, but good luck if you are looking to do topic 2. I know it's not easy, so good luck if that is what you're interested in. There are other books around for topic 2. I think you can probably find some on Amazon, but we don't make any ourselves. All right. Yes, okay. I'm going to call it here, and thank you guys so much. See you. Bye.